What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliate and scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It is Friday. No fumble on a Friday. No fumble on a Friday. It is a little bit rainy outside, but rain is good because rain cleanses the air. What's going on, my friends? I am happy to be with you on this Friday, June 23rd, 2023, year of our Lord. Shout out to all of the people listening to chat. Shout out to everybody that was tapped in on a live stream last night. We went back to back. We dropped the IG live, and then we did the... It says, I know what Anton says about vacays, but who is in Miami? We went back to back. We did the IG live, and then we did the regular live. Because Thursdays is mine. Thursdays is mine. What's going on, friends and family? We got some early super chatters. I'm going to get to that shortly. Got a full show for you guys. Also have an opportunity for you guys to be able to cam up and ask any kind of questions that you want to ask. Peaches says, Anton, you lost weight. No, I'm just sexy. I'm in my birthday suit. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing my push-ups, getting my steps in, getting on the elliptical, on the Stairmaster. All I do is work. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. But before we get into that, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. So first and foremost, make sure you tap into that Teej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. If you are not a part of the Teej family, then I am very, 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 very disappointed in you guys. Very disappointed in you guys. Get rid of whatever it is that you got going on your skincare routine, especially for my guys. Make sure you get that 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Thank you to Teej Hanley for holding us down as a sponsor of the live stream. Also, on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I would love for you guys to make sure that you tapped into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Mr. 6'9" said that Teej got him glowing. I might have to do a live stream next week on how it is that we need to take care of ourselves as men as far as smell goods, brushing our teeth, making sure that we wash our ass. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to get into the thick of things throughout this year because I have some beautiful things planned for you guys when it comes to how it is that we're going to do these live streams. Peaches says she got black soap. Ooh. Ooh, Peaches. Are you one of our natural beauties, our astrological natural beauties? Interesting. So, again, make sure you tap into that Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Again, I'm going to be dropping a link into the live stream for you guys to be able to cam up if you're interested in having a conversation, or you can just call in and then you don't have to necessarily cam up. We got the technology to be able to acknowledge both. Let me read a few of the super chats, my early super chatters. Shout out to Corey Williams. I don't have my lips as moisturized as they should today. Shout out to Corey Williams. There we go. There we go. Says, I'm a grown woman. Don't call me baby girl. My name is Nunu. Shout out to Nunu in the building. I love you, Nunu. We just had to do what we had to do. No mercy. Please continue to bring who there really are out of them, Brody. I see you in NY. Shout out to my bag chasers that's going to be meeting up with me in New York in the building. Shout out to my New York brethren. All of the people that be in New York, all of them dudes, they be looking the same. They look the same as they did in the 90s. Shout out to my dog, Mike Jones. Mike Jones is in the building. That is what's up. I appreciate you. Says, good morning, Anton. Today is no fumble in the bag on Friday. First time I missed the Millionaire Morning Show and rewatched it later. I know it was wrong, but you had me crying, laughing, talking about the sub, saying Aquaman got him dead broke. What's the best show yet? Yeah, we've been catching bodies all week, including the submarines. We gonna retackle that today because I heard that they had an explosion, so it's important for us to bring them back to the front of the congregation. And just because they're no longer with us does not mean that we can't use them as an example of how it is that we need to move. I got a theory of what really happened. I'm a conspiracy theorist somewhat, so we're going to talk about that. Shout out to my dog, Mike Jones, making sure that he holding us down. I appreciate you for the 100 ball, and you are my guy forever. Shout out to Mike Jones. Also, let me give a shout out to the Jeweled Alchemy Soap Company, LLC. All right. I got to make sure my moisturization is fully in popping melanin mode. There we go. Shout out to Jeweled Alchemy Soap Company. Says, happy Friday, bag chasers. Don't go fumbling on this Friday, and don't forget to drop a like in the bucket when you walk in the door. Shout out to my guys over there. I appreciate you. Also, Purple Haze is in the building. Said, I see you, big dog. You slimming down. By the way, I'm working on my homework as promised. Shout out to everybody that kicks it with me. Shout out to everybody that's in the bag chasers. And also shout out to everybody that is on their grind, on their purpose, and doing the thing that's in their best interest. You guys know that I don't really do anything except for work. I don't do anything. I don't have no time to get into, shout out to Azriel. I don't have no time to really get into anything other than what it is that I do here. If I'm not on a live stream, then I'm working out. If I'm not working out, then I'm with my family. If I'm not with my family, then I'm on a flight. And if I'm not on a flight, then I'm working on something in corporate America. If I'm not working on something in corporate America, then I'm dealing with my contractors. If I'm not dealing with my contractors, then I'm dealing with the people that are overseas, that my people that's over in India, and some people that's over in some parts of China that may be working on some projects from a web development perspective, or I'm dealing with my young guys, my mentors. I don't really, honestly, and the way that I keep myself out of trouble for the majority of my life, the way that shout out to Chike Auto LLC, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. The way that I keep myself out of trouble for the majority of my life is just that I just don't have time for the foolishness. Y'all see it. You see me. Y'all live with me. Y'all know that I'm either on Fight Club, or I'm sleeping, or I'm busting something down, or I'm here in the office. I'm here in Detroit. This is why, and one of the reasons genuinely why I live my life like an open book, because it's very difficult for me to do anything that is not on my purpose because I know that I have to be visible, I have to be accountable. And that's what people don't really understand, is that accountability go both ways. I'm accountable to you, you accountable to me. And a lot of people think that I'm hard on black women when the reality is that I'm hard on everybody. And before I'm hard on everybody and before I'm hard on black women, I'm hard on myself. And so the way that I then make myself accountable to you is that I live my life like an open book. If I'm not live streaming, then you know where I'm at on Instagram. You know where I'm on a flight. I'm always accountable to my family. I'm accountable to my friends. I'm working very, very hard. It's really only one part of my life that I have not fully mastered. And I am very, very much feverishly working on that. I mean, obviously, I'm not a finished product. Obviously, I'm not. Yeah, I said busting something down, Peaches. I got to have sex too. What you think that when I got off the live stream last night that I wasn't over there and minus the because I got a good mattress, I got that good bed. You know what I'm saying? I have to be harder on myself than I am on you guys because accountability goes both ways. And so when you look on my life and I go through and I retrace my steps and I retrace what it is that I did the night before when I'm having my conversation with God the day after, and I say, yo, how can I have done anything differently? How can I do anything better? How can I give better advice? How can I be a better reflection of my community and the people that I serve? Look at Rita talking about, yes. Woke her ass up last night. Real talk. Right after I got off the live stream. I said, these people done took everything out of me except for the thing that I got to give you. Pulled her down in that bed. Lift them covers up. Pulled that nightgown up. Ripped that shit to shreds. We buy her nightgown so we can tear them apart. Pulled them legs down. Said I gotta get my big mad energy off right now. They are taking everything out of me, so you gonna make sure that you give it back to me. I want everything you got. Then she act like she crawling away. Oh my God. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I can't get away from you. We're gonna have a great show today. This is gonna be a phenomenal fight club. Oh my God. You can't believe you're pulling me down the bed. Girl, come here, girl. Let me go ahead and oh God. I don't have time to get into foolishness. I don't have time to be caught up in no nonsense. I don't have time to be losing out on no money. I don't have time to be fumbling no bags because I'm consumed. I am absolutely positively consumed with living every single moment in the moment and doing the thing that is going to add the most value to my life and the people that surround me. So when you guys see me, and yesterday was back to back to back, and then a lot of you guys was like, yo, Anton, you just got off the live stream, you calling me for a coaching call, and then I did a Zoom call, and then I'm over there and I'm driving home, and it take me 30 to 45 minutes to get home because traffic, and then they had construction over here, and then I was racing on the freeway, and I finally got my car above 150, and then I was like, oh man, I got my car above 150, and then Rita was like, oh my God, I don't want you driving that fast because I don't want anything to happen to you. I live my life 100 miles an hour at a time, like Fast and Furious, the first one. My life is incredible. I am a race car driver. I am a sexual deviant. I am an awesome live streamer. I am a coach. I am a millionaire. I am a developer. I'm also a web developer and a real estate developer. I live an incredible life. And the reason why I live an incredible life is because I have no time for the bullshit. I have no time for somebody that does not add value into my life. I've divested myself from any of the things that does not add value into my life. And when you do that, you then live your life like a rock star. I can't find any window of opportunity to be able to fly here and then take care of there. I got to push off flights because I don't have capacity. I don't have capacity for the bullshit. I am a rock star, at least in my own mind. And you guys need to be rock stars. You guys need to spend every waking moment from the time that you go to sleep to the time that you lay your head back on your pillow the next day and live with no regrets. Have every single moment of your life be excellent, awesome, and do not fumble the bag. Do not align yourself with people that's not got your best interests at heart. Do not spend time around people that act like they're your friends but is not really adding value into your life. I ain't worried about none of that. I don't have that in my life. I don't have toxic people around me. All I get from the people that got my phone number is well wishes, great text messages, good calls, good sex, good energy, no stress. All I know is winning at the highest of levels. And you can have it too if you are intentional about how it is that you live your life. One mistake, because I know a lot of y'all think that y'all, you know what, I'm the man. I can go out here and get these hoes, and I love to go out here and bust down these chicks. One mistake could just fuck up your entire life. One opportunity to spend with this chick that don't have your best interest at heart can have you crashed out. Now you got something incurable. Now you got a kid, all because you thought that you was the man and you got a kid. Shout out to Frank White. I'm going to read that shortly. Now you got a kid and you said that you didn't want to get married anyway because marriage is for suckers and all of this other type of stuff. Now you married to her because you literally have to deal with her every single day for the rest of your life because you tied to her through that kid. So now you got to pay for it and you ain't even getting no benefits from it. So when you have children out of wedlock, you literally have to marry that person basically because you tied to them for the rest of your life through the kid, even if you don't want to have anything to do with them because you got to deal with family court or paying child support. You paying for pussy you not even hitting. How does that make sense? I have no idea how y'all out here living your life and y'all not being intentional about taking care of business. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Divest yourself from the bullshit. Divest yourself from this toxic, archaic way of thinking because your way, you tried it your way. You didn't like it. You still having conversations and you asking me questions on how you can get your life together. And it's because you have a very bad way of looking at how it is that you're supposed to take care of business. We still look at things back, or we think good is good. We think good is bad and bad is good. We think that if you go out here and you can fuck a bunch of chicks, then that's good. Well, I have a completely different perspective. I think that if I don't have the capacity to even think about or pay attention to the chicks that don't have my best interest in mind in the first place, then that is what living life good is. Having the option to be able to do it and choosing not to do it anyway is the way that I would prefer to live my life. I can go out and fuck that many chicks. I can get away with it. I can go out there and buy this car. I choose not to. I choose not to be able to participate in this lifestyle in this society because I know that it does not do anything for me long term. And I've already grown past that. I'm a grown man. Grown men don't get caught up in the bullshit. I'm figuring it out as I go. I got one more thing that I need to do to really get in my final form. And that comes in the gym. It's going to come in the gym. And so I'm figuring it out. I'm putting the capacity into my schedule. I'm taking care of business. I'm finding a way to be able to get on that elliptical and jump on that Stairmaster almost every single day. No excuses. Listen, hold me. No excuses. Is no excuse as to why it is that I should not be even more fit tomorrow than I was today. And so I got to take care of it. That is my final form. Other than that, I'm perfect. Practically motherfucking perfect, cursing and all. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the show. Again, I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Shout out to Mike, that dude, for holding me down on Cash App. I appreciate you, big dog. Also, shout out to Christopher Williams for the fireball. Says, what up, though? My dog, Kenneth Wilson, hit me last night with the 50 ball and said, for helping the young bull out, I see you, bro. Shout out to everybody that is holding me down and contributes to the platform. I don't ask for it, but I absolutely appreciate it. You guys are absolutely positively the greatest people on earth. Let's get into the show because we got multiple different things. Actually, you know what? Let me read a couple super chats and then we're going to get there. Shout out to Chike Auto LLC. Says Pop Nation representing us on IG Live. Yeah. We going to do this. And also, shout out to my dog, Frank. Wow. Frank White said, I say someone in that soup can was going to try bucking the system, so we had to go to the other's expendable. Yeah, I want to tackle that really quickly before we get into the show because I want to talk about repossessions being up. I want to talk about Candace Owens. I want to talk about Kevin Costner having to pay allegedly $234,000 a month in child support. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and put the sealer, the top, the can, the cherry on top of this whole situation with regard to the Titan. Now, I have a theory. Okay? And my theory, because it just doesn't make sense. You got multiple different billionaires. You got another kid that just got his inheritance. You have, it's just dumb, in my opinion. It is absolutely one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard in my life. And so I have a theory. And my theory is, and I can't prove it, and that's why I call it a theory. My theory is that I don't believe that these people just voluntarily went down there to go in and get imploded and suffer like that and then become fish food and shark food. I don't believe it. My inner self is telling me, how are these people wise enough, smart enough, the most dependent upon people on the face of this earth, dumb enough to put themselves in this position to then get exploded in a device that is largely understood to be less than ideal for going deep sea diving and going to explore the Titanic with a Logitech, a $30 Logitech controller. Honestly, and call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist, call me whatever it is that you want to call me, but don't call me broke. I have a very, very, very skeptical view of what's happening here. I don't even think that any of these people possibly has even gone away. I don't even think that they did. I don't think that these people are even, and that's just my own thoughts. That's my theory. I don't think that these people are really dead. It's something else going on here. It's something else happening. And whatever it is that they presenting in front of our eyes, it's all smoke and mirrors, is my opinion. But I'm going to go ahead and play this interview with ABC News from James Cameron. James Cameron is the award-winning director of the Titanic, who he himself have described the importance of being able to build a vessel that is more than capable of reaching certain depths and how he did it and what his thoughts are. And so let's just go ahead and see what it is that he has to say. And then I'm going to finish giving you my thoughts.
The Titanic had been missing at the bottom of the ocean for decades until 1985. That's when Robert Ballard located the wreckage about 400 miles off the coast of Newfoundland. Ballard, an oceanographer and Navy officer, developed his own remotely operated underwater vehicle and turned to the Navy to fund his project. After an 8-day search, Ballard became the first person to set eyes on the Titanic. April 14th. 1912 is when it crashed. Another person closely familiar with the Titanic is director James Cameron, along with his Oscar-winning movie, of course. He's actually made 33 dives to the wreckage site itself.
So James Cameron, an award-winning movie director, creator of the movie The Titanic, absolutely familiar with what's going on, and then somebody with the Navy, and he's made the dive 33 times. 33 times. So if I'm a billionaire, basically with somebody with unlimited resources, let's just really look at this logically from a C student's perspective. If I'm a billionaire and I have the ability to really be able to tap into anybody and any resource and get all of the experts and everything like that, right? You're telling me that I'm going to go underwater deep sea diving with a Logitech controller, a remote controller, a Bluetooth device. Okay, let's hear what he got to say.
and Robert, thank you both so much for joining us. We understand this is not only a difficult day because for the industry, the exploring industry, but also for both of you personally because you knew some of the explorers on board the Submersible. And I know, first off, we're all thinking of their families. Bob, let's start with you. What first crossed your mind when you heard the news today? I understand you both have a deeper understanding of this than most. So what was your first thought today?
Well, when it happened, both Jim and I were at sea on that Sunday, and Jim called me and told me about it, and we both
Shout out to Chief Prince. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly.
Instantly knew that it was gone. Once the data we heard that they were experiencing trouble, they were on their descent, and then when the tracking system went out and everything went out, the only way you could explain it was a catastrophic implosion.
So Bob Ballard, Robert Ballard, who was one of the first people to ever take a deep dive that was sanctioned by the Navy for him to actually see the Titanic, and James Cameron both immediately knew that device, that submersible device, was absolutely gone. They immediately knew, but nobody else knew. Nobody else knew. Everybody was confused, bamboozled. Oh my God, they're almost out of oxygen 72 hours later. So we all on this deep sea dive and manhunt. But these super experts already knew what had happened prior to it happening. Okay, let's continue down.
And we all have not talked to anybody because we knew today would be the day when it would be confirmed. Right, Jim?
Right, yeah, Jim? Hey, right, James? Right, Jim? Am I off or am I right, Jim? And now Jim is going to give his perspective.
I don't think we wanted to come forward. I got, as you did, Bob, approached by many outlets for comment, and it just seemed like speculation, even though we felt we knew what the outcome was going to be, and it was certainly zero surprise to me today. I was even able to visualize the wreck site in my mind over the last few days, and as described, I think it's exactly what we expected. But, I can't imagine what these poor families have been through over the last 4 days, being given false hope here, banging noises, da-da-da, this and that. And, it must have been just, horrible for them. And I feel so bad for them. But I also felt that, as we agreed, Bob, that it would be insensitive to come forward with a dissenting voice to the story that was in motion at the time. I just wish we could have gotten an ROV to the site much earlier and gotten eyes on, which took 4 days. This thing just seemed like a prolonged nightmare.
You two
the French knew exactly where to go. As soon as they arrived, they put their vehicle in and they dove to the spot of the last contact and dropped down, and there was the wreckage.
As I said, you two are so intimately familiar with this site and what it takes to get there. James, I know you were talking today. You were struck by the similarity of what happened with the Titanic disaster to, unfortunately, what has happened here with warnings going out beforehand. Talk to me a little bit about the irony.
Well, it is. Look, people are fascinated by Titanic. They've been fascinated by that story since it sank. And yes, there's the whole, all the millionaires that died and all that sort of thing. But to me, the big irony is that the Titanic sank because of bad seamanship. The captain was warned, and he took a decision to go full speed into a known ice field that he had Marconigram, telegrams in his pocket, warning about the ice ahead. And on a moonless night where they couldn't see anything, they just steamed full speed ahead. And I kind of feel that that's what happened here. I feel that this was such a preventable tragedy. We've never had a tragedy like this in the entire history of deep submergence, deep diving. You have these, highly certified systems like Alvin at Woods Hole, which Bob is very familiar with. Even the Russian submersibles that I dove with, every 5 years they had to be reclassified and recertified and so on. And you have all these legitimate deep diving operations around the world, and even most of the tourist operations around the world use certification from, let's say, ABS, the American Bureau of Shipping. And this particular outfit didn't do that. I had deep concerns about the technology that they were using, composite fiber wound filament hull, which I don't believe has any place in deep submergence. And I know a thing or two about the engineering that goes into subs. I designed and built my own sub and went, at one point 10 years ago, went 3 times deeper than Titanic at the Challenger Deep. So it's all just engineering, and these are understood and known problems. The last thing somebody should be thinking about when they get into a sub to pay to go deep as a tourist or as a like a lay explorer, they shouldn't have to worry about the sub that they're in. This is just engineering, and it's the 21st century. If you think about when we first started diving deep back in the 60s, the time between then and now is greater than the time between Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright at Kitty Hawk and the flight of the first 747. That's the amount of time that we've had to improve our understanding of materials science and safety protocols and so on. There is no excuse for what happened here, and I find it appalling and tragic.
So you're telling me that he's built his own equipment, his own subs, has dove with Russians all over the world, has went 3 times deeper, and you're telling me that these billionaires and these experts and all of these other people has created a device that was not suitable or certified to go over there and explore the Titanic. Listen, I'm still confused at the idea that you had a Logitech controller, a $30 controller, remote, a PlayStation 2 controller. Shout out to AB. I'm documenting all of the super chats because I'm gonna be reading them shortly. You telling me that they had a Logitech controller and that these billionaires, also a son, Pakistani, all of these people just went ahead and with it was like, no big deal. We gonna go ahead and get into this thing that's only built for one person and descend as a 5-person crew to the bottom of the ocean and then go ahead and just that's just the end of the conversation. I wasn't born yesterday. I just wasn't born yesterday. I just don't believe it. It just don't make sense. It just does not add up. And when 2 + 2 don't equal 4, that is a problem for me. 1 + 1 don't equal 2. 2 + 2 don't equal 4. 4 + 4 don't equal 8. 8 + 8 don't equal 16. 16 don't go into 32. 32 don't go into 64. 64 don't go into 128. 128 don't go into 256. 256 don't go into 512. 512 don't go into 1024. 1024 don't go into 2048. Come on, man. I'm just not going for it. As a C student myself, you're not going to sit here and sell me on the idea that these people just are some of the brightest and the best and the shrewdest businessmen and the people that can scrutinize and figure it all out and all of this other type of stuff. And you telling me that these people decided to jump in a tube, but bolted from the outside, descend down, explode immediately, and can't figure out the idea. Dog, as soon as I went in there and they said, yo, listen, we got this PlayStation 2 controller and we're going to be controlling it, I'll be like, man, get me the fuck up out of here. Get me the hell up out. I mean, I'm not going down there with no PlayStation 2 controller. I don't even like PlayStation 2. I don't even use PlayStations. I'm an Xbox guy myself. Man, if I'd have seen that and you said, oh, wait a minute, you only got one toilet?
Just lastly, for both of you, I know you both knew Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate. Bob, you've known him for 30 or so years. So if you both could just talk to me a little bit about who he was, what his dream was, and what needs to happen now that this has happened.
Well, he was a dreamer. I met him. I met him. He was very young when I first met him, and he told me about his dream to develop a technology to dive on the Titanic. But that was about it. I wasn't that involved at all. Jim really understands the engineering science on that particular submarine. And like Jim said, every time I dove in, Al, I've dove in 9 different deep submersibles, and I've never worried about the integrity of the hull.
Yeah, you should be worried. If you're going to Titanic, you should be worried about entanglement or some other problem. You shouldn't be worried about the basic platform that you're diving in. Look, I never knew Stockton well, and I had no association whatsoever with Ocean Gate, but I was aware of the nature of their design, and I had been very critical of that type of design. There was a prior design that was being built. It was a competing design to ours to get to Challenger Deep back a decade ago, and I was very vocal, even to the people involved in that, saying somebody's going to get killed in a wound film.
That's my safe words. Those are my safe words. So wait a minute. They should be more worried about getting entangled and getting caught up once they get around the Titanic, not necessarily getting caught up with the idea of the actual vessel and the hull being that much of a piece of shit. And if he's sitting there and he can look at it and say, hey man, somebody gonna get killed up in this thing. You telling me that they was just like, don't worry about it, James. Let's just go ahead and keep on deep sea diving. Bro, I am afraid of practically nothing. But the ocean is so full of the devil, bro. The ocean is so full of the devil. Listen, I'm scared that even if I go diving into the ocean and I have an attachment, that some whale or something is just gonna swim by and knock my cord out of orbit, and I'm gonna get swung up into oblivion. Man, miss me with this bullshit. I'm not that interested in seeing a rusted vessel at the bottom of the ocean continuing to rust with some bold plates on there with a bunch of people that I already seen in the movies, because I seen Leonardo DiCaprio's interpretation of it. I seen the woman that was laying out there with the jewel on her neck and all of that other type of stuff. I liked the Titanic. It was a great movie. I've already seen the movie. I don't need to see what it is that it don't look like in real life. I'm cool. I'm straight. I'm good. And you're not going to sit here and convince me that a bunch of billionaires was like, you know what? I see that PlayStation controller with nipples on it, and I'm going to just keep going. Miss me with that bullshit. I'm not going for it. I don't believe it. Yes, I am a skeptic. Yes, I do believe that this is a false narrative. I'm not going for it. You're not going to convince me of it, not even a little bit. Let me read some of these super chats and let's get really into the show. I just wanted to put my stamp on it and my personal opinion on it. Chief Prince is in the building. Says, do you think it's because the type of money they had influenced them to play God and it cost them their lives? No, because even if I'm a play God, I'm going to play God with the right equipment. With the right equipment. Even if I'm a play God, I'm still going to make sure that I protect myself. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, honestly. If y'all don't know about the Pops is something that I got from a girl that got kicked out of her school on Juneteenth, and that's how she was talking. And so I decided to monetize it, and you get a pop from $1 to $5, all right? So $1 to $5 on a super chat. I appreciate you. You get a pop. HLC Jr. says, was the implosion worth the risk? Why would you take such a miscalculated risk? And what was the rush? I don't think that they're dead. I think that they went on a suicide mission on purpose. Something is wrong. Assisted suicide, something like that. I just don't believe it at all. Brandon is in the building. Says it's all a distraction for what's really going on in the country. People are already saying The Simpsons have an episode on it. The world is a stage. Shout out to you. AB is in the building. Will there be any additional availability on your Patreon seat at the table? Are you a $15 tier member? Are you a $15 tier member? If you are a $15 tier member, then you are automatically enrolled for possibly ending up on a seat at the table, because it is it is based off of when you joined. And then when we have a member leave, we automatically then, reach out to you and say, hey, would you like to become a seat at the table member? And then that's how we go from there. So yes, there will be in the future. But you have to already be a part of the Patreon to be invited to be a seat at the table. All right. So thank you for that. Let me read a couple more super chats and then we're going to get it popping. AB is in the build. Oh, shout out to AB. I appreciate you. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, just thinking out of the box, the guy Jim Jones himself and took a few others with him, either willingly or not. That's a possibility too. I agree with that. Quay, 84 was in the building. Says, AD, I think that was a suicide mission. I think it could quite possibly be a suicide mission too, my friend. I'm not oblivious. Shout out to my guy, Persevere Data TV. Says, translation of the guys in the video, we told they monkey ass not to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then also shout out to my dog Brock. Said they was playing Crash Bandicoot and the player and the controller battery went out and they forgot to bring fresh double A's. And the Spiral Dragon hit them with a flamethrower. Man, it is crazy out here, and I just don't understand it. You can't tell me that these billionaires is that silly and that off to where they truly, truly don't get it. Also, let me give a shout out to Alliance 757 says, all of those anglerfish and jellyfish and eels, F that. Black people don't even get in the pool at a pool party on a rooftop at Dreas. So they not going down into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Marcus, would y'all like to vote on the pop? Why is your coworkers over there, Bilderberg boy? Says, Anton, I am at work and my coworkers in here cracking up at your commentary. We watch the show on a big screen at work. Shout out to all the Bilderberg boys, coworkers. I see y'all. Throw your hands in the air. Wave them all around like you just don't care. I appreciate y'all for tuning in at work. Shout out to all of my truckers. Shout out to all of my nurses. Shout out to all of my call center employees. Shout out to all of my people that are in the plant. Shout out to all of my people that are in the office doing what it is that they do. And shout out to all of my single mothers, single ladies, my Mercedes. Hold 4 in the back. Hold 2 in the back. 4 if you fat. Hit the gat. Shout out to all of my single ladies trying to work it out and get slim and fit so that you can go out there and be able to get your finesse on these dudes this summer. Zion Williamson is out here in the building. What up, though? I appreciate y'all for tuning into the live stream. All right, let's get into it. So black men think that they're under fire. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, y'all said that my pop leaning on the zesty side. I'm cool with y'all calling me anything but broke. Call me whatever you want to call me, but don't call me broke and tell your mama I said what up though. All right? Tell your mama, tell my dukes. I said daddy is going to be waiting for you when their son decide to move out of the basement. I'm going to come and bless her home. Hallelujah. Shout out to all of my black men out here in the building. Why Alvin sent $6 so he don't get the pop? Alvin, I'm going to read that super chat shortly. We're going to get to that. Black men is always complaining. White men have been one-upping y'all since the day that y'all were brought into this country and y'all lost in the capitalism war because y'all people sold y'all over into these Europeans and you got the bad end of the deal. You got peanuts for participating in the slave trade, and yes, you do. Yes, your ancestors need to be held accountable for selling you over here to these good white people. And then ever since y'all got here, white people have been mopping the floor with y'all, even in the Victim Olympics. A lot of people don't really know. They think that white people have just been winning when it comes to how it is that they set up the systematic oppression in order to oppress you and have you running in the Victim Olympics. The reality is this. This is the reality. White people have been beating you to the punch in every single thing that you do. Shout out to Ronnie Robinson. White people have been beating you to the punch. White men were the ones that lost control of their household, which gave rise and birth to feminism, which then black women said, you know what? I don't want to be out here breaking up. I don't want y'all to be out here breaking up y'all home by yourselves. We want to go and break up our homes too. We want to go ahead and utilize the family court system in order to fuck up our lives too. We want our kids running in the Victim Olympics. We don't want y'all white women to be by yourselves. We's loves y'all. So we's want to participate in the feminism movement also. And then white men was like, you know what? We're going to go our own way. So we're going to get red pilled and then we're going to go men going their own way, MGTOW movement, because we're also going to do it. And then black man said, yes, I'm going to become a part of the MGTOW movement too. Let me continue to have kids out of wedlock so I can get mad at the women in order to take me to family court. And even though I know that they're going to finesse me, I'm going to continue to put myself in harm's way. And then white man said, you know what? We going to secretly go over here to Thailand, to Sasua, to all of these other countries, to the Dominican Republic, and we's gonna go over here and be passport men's. We gonna be passport bunnies. And then the black man said, not without me. I'm coming over there so I can lose all of my money to these women that's gonna finesse me too. I'm gonna be a passport bro. You be a passport bunny, I'm gonna be a passport bro. And so they still kicking y'all ass. They kicking y'all ass in every single thing that they do. Shout out to Unlimited Cam. And not only are they kicking y'all ass on winning, but they kicking y'all ass on losing. White men have been getting finessed since the beginning of time. And that could never be any more true than the example that you see right here with Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's wife, ex-wife, who he's going through a divorce with, is asking for $250,000 a month in child support. Oh, wait. Listen, I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're Elon Musk himself. It is no way in the world that you're not going to tell me that it hurts to fork over $250,000 in child support. That ain't even got nothing to do with alimony. And he allegedly had a prenuptial agreement. Let me go ahead and bring in another YouTuber in order to explain it a little bit better. Make sure you guys hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It is going to be a phenomenal show. And remember that if you disagree with me or you have a question, you will be able to come in and ask whatever it is that you want to ask. Off camera, on camera, it's going to be up to you. Let's go ahead and get into the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Country Cast. Ever since Kevin Costner's wife, Christine Baumgartner, filed for divorce from the star back on May 1st of this year, things appear to be heating up and becoming contentious throughout their divorce proceedings. And now with the most recent filing from Kevin Costner's wife, it shows that she is now asking for Kevin to pay a massive amount of money for monthly child support.
Y'all see the banjos and the country music that's playing in the back? See, Scottie Pippen, I see y'all in the chat. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Scottie Pippen just had to give up more than half of whatever his pension and 401k was that came from the NBA. Kevin Costner's wife said, somebody said, Anton, what are you wearing today? This is called People Love Good Quality. Go to the website, People Love Good Quality, and then tell them that peoplelovegoodquality.com, I think that's the website. Tell them that Anton Daniels sent you. You can order this shirt. You can order any of my bucket hats. You can order this hat. You can order this hat right here. People love good quality. They send me great clothes. I get nothing from it. I am not asking anything from it. They just send me this awesome stuff, and then I give it to you guys. People Love Good Quality is the name of the clothes, and you are more than welcome to be able to get all of this great gear. And just tell them that Anton's saying you, and tell them, hey, make sure that you stay a bag chaser because Anton is out here promoting your products. You know what I'm saying? Because he loves to promote the products of the people that he loves. White women have been destroying black women too. You know how? Because they've been showing y'all how to finesse, and y'all still ain't caught the memo. Y'all getting pennies out of these dudes. These chicks is getting 250 bands, and they look regular as fuck. They flat boarded. They booties is flat. They don't even have no curves to them or anything like that. And all of these basic, see, y'all keep admiring the people that ain't even getting no money. You go out there, you get a BBL, you get some injection in your lips, you get these eyelashes, you get your eyebrows arched, you over there looking like a mannequin. You over there looking stupid, looking like you permanently got your eyes up, looking dumb as piss. And white women is over here just keeping it basic, keeping it cool, playing it nice. Yes, honey. No, honey. Getting a man to renegotiate what the prenuptial agreement is and getting $250,000 in a month. Didn't even have to get a BBL to do it.
Before we get to what Baumgartner's newest request is, if y'all remember, shortly after she initially filed for divorce from Kevin, we learned from court records that Kevin Costner and his wife had a prenuptial agreement in place. In the documents, according to People, Kevin agreed to pay $38,000 a month in child support in addition to 100% of certain child-related costs, including private school tuition.
So he's agreed to, because this is the biggest finesse, and this is why I'm so hard on these women, and they keep saying, Anton, you need to be nicer to the women. He's agreed to pay $38,000 in child support. There's no child or no group of children that needs the equivalent of $400,000 in support. There's no group of children that need close to $400,000 in support. Not one. And you know what the real finesse is? Not only is he giving her $38,000 a month, already taxed, and he got to pay for private school tuition. Let's see what else he's agreed to do.
Books, fees, and uniforms, and school trips, children's sports, camps, and other agreed upon extracurricular activities.
So he's paying for everything. So the $38,000 a month is basically just giving it to you to do whatever it is that you want to do. That's what he already agreed to. With a prenuptial agreement. All right, listen, you know what? No big deal. I'm going to pay you 400 bands a year. I'm going to pay you $400,000 a year, man. That's almost $8 million throughout the lifetime of these children, man. But white women ain't fucking around with y'all. They said, nah, I want everything. I want your soul.
As well as health insurance, unreimbursed medical expenses, and therapy costs for their children. In the prenup, Costner's wife, Christine, was also to vacate the property that they shared within 30 days of the divorce filing. However, in new filings, it has been alleged that she has yet to vacate.
And they don't even care nothing about what the judge say. They don't care nothing about what the prenuptial agreement say. She said, take me to jail. Throw away the key. Lock me up. I dare you. I dare you to put one hand on me. I dare you to say somebody and go and call the police and tell me to vacate the premises. I dare you. I dare you. Not only do I dare you, now I'm going to ask for $250,000. Watch this.
In addition to all of this, Costner has agreed to also help out with rental and moving costs for Baumgartner. The court docs also show that Costner has already paid Christine $1 million as stipulated by the premarital agreement. And as I mentioned, there is now a new request from Christine Baumgartner, where she is asking for a much larger payment surrounding child support than initially agreed upon by Costner. According to the new documents obtained by People, Baumgartner is now asking that Costner pays $248,000 a month in child support. Also cited in the filing, Costner's estranged wife alleges that $248,000 is still less than the amount needed to maintain the children in their accustomed lifestyle.
Y'all all right? Y'all breathing still? Did you catch your breath? Did you catch your breath? She said, listen, not only do I want $248,000 a month in child support, it still really ain't even enough to really maintain the type of lifestyle that the children really want. He shouldn't even have filed. I don't know who filed, whether he filed or she filed. I think that he was the one that filed. I can't be sure about that. I would have just stuck with her. Baby, you know what? I know we got a prenup, but I love you. The day that that youngest kid turned 18 years old, I would have been at the court immediately. But rich people, poor people, black people, white people, they all get finessed in the same way. All of them is getting fleeced. Men are getting fleeced to their core. What is that, $3 million a year? You telling me it take $3 million a year to be able to take care of a kid?
Bumgardner is now also requesting that Kevin pays 100% of private school tuition, extracurricular activities such as sports and healthcare expenses for their children. So not only was the initial divorce filing a surprise for Kevin Costner, but it seems as though the proceedings themselves is also becoming quite the journey for the two.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I present to you today is that the fleece is in. The ability to be able to extract every piece of resource out of you, take your soul, devour everything from you. Was it worth it? Is any woman, honestly, just in a general sense, is any woman in the world, no matter how good of a mother she is, no matter how fat her ass is, no matter how much she swallows, no matter what she does, no matter how much she can take, is there any woman in the world, anyone, that is good enough to actually pay $200? If you are a billionaire, if you have $50 billion, is it any woman in the world that's worth $250,000 a month? Just curious. Just curious. I can't figure out for the life of me why, because the by all indications, allegedly what they saying out here in the streets is that she's the one that cheated with one of the people that actually worked for. Allegedly, she's the one that cheated, and she the one that got a younger boyfriend out here in these streets. So, you ask me whether or not I feel sorry for the Mary J. Bliges of the world and the Kelly Clarkstons that got to pay 30 and 60 and 70 and 100,000. I don't feel sorry even a little bit, because how have we, and this is just my genuine, honest to God opinion, how have we not, at the top of the ballot, every single man need to contact a legislative branch, even if you're not a man that can have kids anymore. I can't have kids because I got a vasectomy, but I still feel for your pain. At the top of every single ballot, from every legislator, from every person that's looking to get your vote in a presidential and any local election, and every judge that's looking to come into it, the top policy that we need to address is updating family court laws. Honestly, this is really getting out of hand. This is out of control. And any judge that is looking at this, if that's not at the top of the ballot, I don't know what should be. I can't think of anything, not one thing, not reparations, not closing off our borders, not making sure that we get extra funding for Social Security, not updating what the curriculums are in our schools, not the policy as it comes to healthcare coverage, not VA benefits, not anything. I can't think of one thing, not one thing that is more impactful to the family, that takes away from the wealth and what it is that we're doing within our communities, that segments, breaks up, and then changes the culture and the narrative by which we have to deal with our children, that then affects what our future is going to be. I can't think of one thing, not one thing, that is more important than addressing and updating family court laws in all 50 states. There should not be one thing that is more important than updating our legislative process, our judicial process, and what's happening in family court. Not one thing. It is a trickle-down effect. If y'all want to talk about policies and all of that, they all say that the system is set up against us as far as white supremacy has kept there to keep black people down. Family court laws is there to break up the whole world. It destroys the whole fabric of what it is that we are as Americans within this country. The ability to be able to really become great. There is nothing that's more important than family court laws, honest to God, all jokes aside. If that shouldn't be if they don't ask that as the first question in a presidential debate, I don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to tune in. I don't give a fuck about what China is doing. I don't give a damn about Ukraine. I don't give a flying fuck about the BRICS system, Russia. I don't care. If that's not at the forefront of the debate and the top of legislative policies, I don't want to know. I don't care about minimum wage, artificial intelligence. Deal with family court, and then we can talk about all of the rest of it, because this is absolutely dumb. It is dumb. Let me read some of these super chats. Shout out to Alvin S. Says, who needs a PPP loan for tens of thousands when OceanGate is a billionaire level scam with old PlayStation tech? I agree with you. Shout out. Oh, I ain't even meant to give you the pop. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gave you the pop. I should have gave you this, because you gave me 6 instead of the 5. See, you voting with y'all money. That's what people from other cultures do. They vote with their money. If you don't want to hear pop, then you let me know. See that? Shout out to Ronnie Robinson. Ronnie Robinson said, good morning, Mr. Anton. I hope you and the family are well, not messing with the ocean. My son was bitten by a baby shark in the finger at a beach a couple weeks ago. Really? What beach were you at? That's pretty interesting. That's crazy. Shout out to Unlimited Cam. Unlimited Cam is in the building. Says, good morning, Anton. I had a coaching call with you about 9 months ago, and now I'm interning for a local company here in Florida. I sent the email, and it seems you are booked. How can I get a spot? My name is Khalif Muhammad. Khalif, send me that email. I am still taking reoccurring calls or follow-up calls from people that I previously coached. Khalif, send me an email. Congratulations, and thank you for being a bag chaser, and thank you for being a part of my mentorship and coaching program, where men and phenomenal women are continuing to excel and win in their life and continue to become the greatest versions of themselves. Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I advocate for my people. Thank you, my friend. Unlimited Cam is in the building. Marriage, politics, and sports. Says, just because she is asking does not mean she will get the $250,000 a month. It is now a referendum on a prenup. The problem is that she's even being considered in the first place. That should be just thrown out the door. Jordan Turner said, I think it's something like 80% of the wealthiest women in the world attain their wealth through inheritance and divorce. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? Shout out to Jordan Turner in the building. I appreciate you. Let me give a special round of applause and a special air horn. Thank you to MID Studios. Says Milmid Studios says, Anton, you got great takes, my man. They definitely resonate with me. Keep holding us down, or keep holding all of us accountable. And like iron sharpen iron, we will elevate. Looking to get my first Rolex. First rolly. Do you do gray or AD? Also, bring those motorcycle vlogs back. Y'all want me to go get the motorcycle vlogs back? I do authorized dealer. I have built a phenomenal relationship with my authorized dealer. As a matter of fact, my relationship is directly through my wife, who is best friends with my authorized dealer. It is a woman, and she is awesome. Shout out to my authorized dealer. I love her. I appreciate her. And I'm also really, really good friends with her fiance, who is about to be her husband very soon. And he owns I don't want to say because I don't want to put his business out there, but shout out to my authorized dealer. I don't even really remember her name. See, this is why you got to tap into your wife. Who is our authorized dealer's name? Just the first name out here in the building. Never do gray. Never do the gray market. Hey, what's the first name of your best friend who's my authorized dealer for my Rolex?
want to say it online?
Just the first name. You don't have to say her whole name.
Amanda.
Shout out to Amanda. I love you. All right. Hey, the people is in the chat. They said that they want me to bring the motorcycle vlogs back. Maybe we should go and find me a CBR Honda RR.
Sorry, guys, that's not gonna happen.
Rita, I want a new motorcycle. A Honda CBR RR.
Sorry.
CBR 1000 RR. We're going to go and buy it today, man.
Sorry, honey.
Rita, I need that motorcycle. I've been looking at motorcycles for a long time, honestly.
We already did that, babe. Been there, done that. We got to do other things.
We'll talk about it afterwards. You just need a little bit of you need a redo from last night. A redo from last.
I need a redo, but it's not going to change my mind about the motorcycle, though.
Quentin want me to get a motorcycle.
So, I don't care.
Quentin ride motorcycles. Why I can't have a motorcycle?
Quentin shouldn't be riding motorcycles either.
Oh, listen, I need a GoPro, I need a helmet cam, and I need a Honda CBR RR, Honda CBR 1000 RR. I'm going to talk to you later. Shout out to my dog 2K is in the building. 2K is in the building. Shout out to my dog 2K. I love 2K. I was on the phone with 2K yesterday. I said, 2K, we got to get this money. You got to move. 2K is my dog. 2K is over there killing Facebook right now, trying to put me on Facebook. 2K is my dog. Shout out to 2K. I appreciate you. He said, I'm going to give you this money. And then he going to say, hey, Anton, I'm about to cash app you this money. I said, man, if you send me $1, me and you going to be fighting. So I guess me and 2K going to be in Dallas down there tussling. I'm only 5'7", so treat me gentle, 2K. Don't beat me up too bad. I appreciate you, big dog. Also, my dog Cliff Williams is in the building. He says, Anton, no, anything with two wheels not done being made. Quinn is a cuck. You want to be one too, bro. I love motorcycles. The only reason that I got rid of my motorcycle is because the weather here in Michigan doesn't allow for me to be able to ride it all year round. But I don't know, man. Centennial G is in the building. Shout out to my dog Centennial G. Centennial G said, facts, AD. White women get in the bag. NBA draft was light-skinned delegation. Basically, players had mainly white mothers and their sons. Flats and BBC gang winning. Do I need to do a whole live stream on a Thursday or a Wednesday night about these white women versus black women and how it is that they can compare and how it is that they finessing and get into the bag a little bit differently? Hey, throw that on the docket over there, Rita. White women versus black women and whether or not they finessing effectively. We're going to talk about that. Shout out to Centennial G in the building. I appreciate you. I'm going to skip around really quickly because I want to get to the money before I get to the foolishness. Repossessions is up, y'all. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show, but repossessions is up. Quentin, stand up for yourself, big dog. Don't take that, Quentin. Stand up for yourself. Repossessions is up, and the repossession gang is out here taking everything. Taking everything. I always see Dodge Chargers and Challengers on these repossession videos. What is y'all interest rate and what is y'all monthly payment? What are y'all paying in y'all car note for these Chargers and Challengers? I don't understand. What is going on out here in these streets? So repos are allegedly up, all right? And because repos are up, I want to give y'all a little bit of a insight into how it is that they moving when it comes to these repossessions. Make sure that y'all turn on your notifications. Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Tab into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
Repo. All right, here you go. Charger, Challenger, Camaro, all repos. The repos that we're seeing now, it might just be the tip of the iceberg. So this is the kind of thing we typically see on a lot of these repos. You see that thing's been kissed.
Who did that? What the hell is happening right there?
Hear that? Somebody's knocking, they're trying to get out. And more trucks getting repoed. Big work trucks getting repoed. That's not good. So you've asked for it. You've seen these repos on my channel. You've seen me go to these auctions and show you a lot of these repos, but you want to know the price of what dealers are paying for these repos when they go through auction. So today I'm going to show you. All right, so I am in the middle of a massive lot that is full of repos, and these.
That's insane. I got a buddy that basically got a tow truck company, and he does a lot of the repossessions for the banks, and he's basically telling me that they are overwhelmed. He said that they can't go out there and make enough money. They don't have enough time to even be able to get enough of these places, get enough of these cars, even to the point to where people are not even fighting anymore. Like, you know how it used to be, oh my God, don't take my car. It's the only way that I got to be able to get over to work. A lot of these people is working from home. They like, hey, come get this shit because I can't afford it. It's killing me. I already ain't got insurance on it. And so I can't renew my tags. My birthday is coming up. My boyfriend about to come over anyway and take me out to eat. And I work from home. So come and get the. My man's literally told me that they're not even fighting no more. They're not even fighting to keep their cars anymore. They are willingly handing over the keys. They are calling and saying, hey, when are you going to come and get this? That's what my man is telling me. Overwhelmed with repossessions. Now, what does that mean, right? When we're talking about being overwhelmed with repossessions, what does that mean? It means that A, it's a sign of whether or not people are economically healthy as far as their affordability, right? It means that there's a lot of bad loans that's being lended out, which means that the banks are then also losing a lot of money because they are not getting the total value of what they loaned out to the finance company, or I'm sorry, over into the manufacturer in order to sell this car to you. So the banks is taking a loss by doing bad loans from people that purportedly had decent credit. And then on top of that, the worst part about it is, how does this affect your portfolio, or how does this affect how the banks are moving? If they're writing subprime loans or substandard loans, basically loans to people that can't really afford it, or they're writing loans to people that then said that they could afford it but no longer can afford it because either their inflation or they lost their job or whatever like that, this is one of the surest signs for you to be able to see what's happening within our economy. Let's continue to see what he has to say.
These aren't just any run-of-the-mill repos. These are actually big bank. This is Wells Fargo. This is Credit Acceptance. This is Capital One. These are large banks that are having these cars repoed. So here's the kind of vehicle I would actually expect to start popping up more often is these like Land Rovers, more luxury cars. It's got a crack in the windshield if you can see that, because people thought they had a lot of money the last 2 years and turns out they don't. So we'll start seeing more of these come through.
You know, the interesting thing about this, though, also, is that when you combine or you put on top of that the high interest rates, because they had to bring down inflation, so they had to implement some pain. See, when people, like the other day, it was people that was super chatting and they said, Anton, I don't believe a recession is coming. I don't believe. Well, a recession as defined by the federal government is completely different than what it is that we look like or we look at as a recession, right? I look at other indicators to determine the health of the economy. I look at other indicators to determine, you know, whether or not people can truly afford other things. I don't just look at the unemployment rate. I don't look at how many jobs people are still looking for or not looking for anymore. I don't look at any of that other type of stuff. I look at other key indicators that then tell me whether or not people are suffering, whether they can afford to live where they live, whether they can afford to continue to buy these cars, whether I should be able to invest in whatever these manufacturing companies, the health of these companies, the health of the banks. If we're going to become a debtor, even more of a debtor's nation, a renter's nation, the collapse of an economy, how we can predict what's going to happen with foreclosure, with homes. And then you throw into the mix of that the fact that student loans are about to start kicking back in too, and people can't already afford. They've already adjusted their lifestyle creep to what it is that they make. Now, don't even talk to me about $40,000 a year. Most of these people can't live off $100,000 a year, and that's a fact. That is a fact. And I also want to share with y'all, shout out to Knowledge Engineer. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. I also want to share with y'all a possible business opportunity that comes along with looking at the pain that people are going through as far as these repossessions. But we'll get to that shortly, okay?
People that can't afford these kind of payments. I mean, this car looks sweet. It's nice. It's just people can't afford this kind of stuff anymore. Cost of living's going up, and they don't have all the free money that was being pumped into the system over the last couple of years. So this is a Land Rover. It's got 92,000 miles, and look at the year. It's a 2019.
Here's another thing that y'all also want to take into consideration also when you're listening to this. When we talk about repossessions, when we're talking about the financial health of our economy, we also have to throw into that the health of relationships. And the reason why the health of relationships are so important is because when you then divide resources as a result of getting divorced or no longer living together, it becomes much more difficult for you to afford the lifestyle that you once had. And so either A, you have to work much harder, and then B, it then trickles down into the children, and then C, it starts to affect how it is that or your purchasing power as a unit and as a group. And so whenever your financial health in your relationship is lagging, or you see more divorces, you see more breakups, you see more people deciding to leave the homes, you then see a trickle-down effect of how it is that people are then having to give up their cars, give up their houses, lower their living expenses, expectations, give stuff back to the bank, can't afford to pay back their student loans, have to move back into their parents, home buying activity, getting more roommates. All of these things start to play a role in how it is that I look at the health of the economy. And so a lot of this inflation is also self-inflicted, in which people are not taking that into consideration. When you leave your household and then you have to go out and get a job, and then you have to put your children in daycare or all of this other type of stuff, that is going to affect the health of the economy, because it's not just you, it is a cultural norm that we then choose to embrace, and then that affects the buying power, which in turn affects the pricing and the selling power, and then the health for the companies and all of this other type of stuff. And a lot of times it's a delayed response. So what you see happening today don't necessarily or isn't necessarily reflected in the bank's earnings report or their analysts' expectations of what it is that we are analyzing these companies to then project themselves to earn until a year down the line, 2 years down the line. And then banks have to make the adjustment and start to prepare to get written down on a lot of these bad loans or subprime loans, or loans that they didn't expect to have to write down as a result of you having a lifestyle change or a life change. Healthcare coverage, the cost that insurers are going to have to pay as a result of it. How much money is going into the family court system? How much money lawyers are making as far as divorce court? When things go bad, lawyers make a lot of money as a result of it, okay? So let's continue to listen.
And what we're seeing now is a massive rise in these repos that are showing up at these auctions. All these cars behind me, they're all Wells Fargo. And while we're seeing these massive rise of big bank repos, what's even more alarming are there certain companies that are actually paying extra money to recovery companies, to these repo companies, to try to put themselves at the front of the line to get their cars back, because they know that these repos are exploding and they're trying to get their cars back right now. An example of that is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is paying a premium to recovery companies to be able to get their vehicles back, because they know prices are going down. They know there's a lot more repos going into the system. So they want to be at the front of the line. They want to go ahead and get their repos back so they can send them to auction and get more money now than they know that they're going to be able to get next month.
So think about what he just said. And this is one of the reasons why I like watching these different channels and not just watching the fuck shit, right? Because in the midst of the entertainment, there's a lot of medicine inside of the candy. But think about what he's saying. He's saying that banks know that there's going to be a lot more repossessions on the horizon, meaning that a lot more people are going to be losing their shit. A lot more people are going to be losing their cars. They can't afford it. You're not getting raises on your jobs. Artificial intelligence is starting to take over, which is replacing you. And so even if you got natural attrition, meaning that there's just a natural flow of people retiring or leaving and getting better jobs from the job that they're at, they're not replacing those jobs. And so because the banks know that way more repossessions is on the horizon, all of the repo men is making a ton of money, because Wells Fargo is paying a premium for them to hurry up and go and get all of their cars back, because they know that if they don't write those cars down now, the value of used cars are going to go lower and lower and lower, which means that they're going to lose more money in the future. So they're willing to pay more money to lose now than lose an extraordinary amount of money later, because they already have the key indicators that a recession is coming for the overwhelming majority of America. a recession is coming for the majority of people in America. And so please don't tell me, man, it ain't no recession coming. It's already here. It's been here. It's been here. It is a recession already out here. It's already been a loss. It's already been difficulty. People are absolutely getting killed and slammed right now. And that is why they're paying a premium. Listen, the best form of information is not even when it comes to your analyst reports or the banks or Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance or CNBC or any of that type of stuff. The best source of information is the people that's on the ground in the streets. A lot of these people are making YouTube videos. I follow different people that go to car auctions, that do repossessions, because they are the leaders of giving you information to then make the most informed decision as to where it is that you need to prepare to make your money or put your resources or divest from a company that is going to be suffering long term, right? We'll get into it. When I tell y'all that everything comes back down to the money, it comes back down to the money.
3 months, 6 months from now, because the cost, the value of these wholesale prices are going down, and they know that there's about to be this massive wave of repos going through the system, and they just want to be in the front of the line. All right, here you go. Charger, Challenger, Camaro, all repos, all right there. And this is typically what repos look like when they come in. So this is the kind of thing we typically see on a lot of these repos. You see that thing's been kissed, like the whole side of it's actually smashed in. And what we see with a lot of these repos, even the nicer cars, I mean, this is a Camaro. It's pretty sweet. They're not taken care of. If anything goes wrong with them, then the people don't have the money to fix them. They don't care to fix them. So they're just going to let that go back to the bank. They're not going to continue to make payments on something that they don't care about. And more cracks in the glass. You hear that? Somebody's knocking, they're trying to get out. All right, here's a 2019 F-150. It's an XLT. It's got 44,000 miles on it. The outside looks
nice
great.
Truck.
Inside looks, I mean, fantastic too. So this is a repo. Is also coming from Wells Fargo, and we'll go inside and see how much a dealer will actually pay for this. All right, I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture this on camera, but just to show you the scale of this, there is actually 7 rows. I don't know if you can see from all the way back behind me, but there are 5 rows that are actually facing this way right behind me, and then you have 2 rows that are facing that way on the other side. That's how many bank repos that we have coming through this auction. Now, typically a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we would come to this auction, they would still have bank repos. Bank repos are not a new thing. They've always been going through the system. But the scale of what are coming through these auctions right now are at least double what I've seen in my career.
The scale of the amount of cars that are coming through are at least double. At least double. That's wild. That is wild. At least double. And I believe that it's going to triple. Based off of some of the other videos that I'm seeing and that I'm watching, I think that it's going to triple. I think that there's going to be way more repossessions. And then car companies are going to suffer as a result of it because they're going to get a write down because they don't have the ability to continue to grow because they can't find more people to loan to. Every single time I open up my banking application, they keep saying, hey, man, listen, based off the amount of money that you got coming in here, you can literally go and buy any kind of car you want. You can buy any kind of car you want. And I'll be thinking to myself, well, why would I ever finance when I can go and pay cash for anything I want right now? If I were a normal everyday person, was sitting on cash, and I needed a car, you're going to get them at the cheapest rates possible right now within the next 2 years. Right now, within the next 2 years, you can literally go out to the auction, get a practically brand new car. Be very, very careful because a lot of these people don't take care of the cars after they know that they can't afford them any longer. And so they drive them until they can't anymore. And then they turn them over into the auction for the banks to then, try to get rid of them so they can get as much money as they can out of them. I would just go and pay cash for them, and you would get a really, really good deal as a result of it. Isn't that weird how things are so cyclical that just a little while ago, used cars were at a premium because there was a semiconductor chip shortage and people couldn't buy new cars, and so they were settling for used cars. Now, less than 2 years later, these same people are giving these cars back to the bank because they can no longer afford them. And I told y'all that this was going to happen. I, word for word, warned you and told you that this was going to happen, and this is exactly how it was going to play out. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm but a lowly C student, but I'm just able to easily pay attention to the indicators, and everything is cyclical. So if you wait long enough, you'll actually be able to benefit as a result of what's going on out here. And more importantly, I'm going to really make a lot of money. I'm going to make a whole lot of money. You know how I'm going to make a lot of money? Because even more people are about to turn to being a renter's nation. You know why? Because they can't afford to ever buy a home. And they're going to have to move away from the places that they moved to, whether you move to the suburbs or wherever it was that you in your current city because you thought that you was going to be able to work from home, or you got to move away from these states that you thought was going to be ideal for you, like Florida and Texas and California and New York and Georgia, because you no longer can afford to live there. Just a fact. Let me go ahead and move over into the next story. Shout out to y'all. I want to read a couple super chats, and then I'm going to drop the link in the description for you guys. Knowledge Engineer says, my dog got a 2019 Civic for $790 a month with a 33.3% interest rate. What the flying hell? And where did he get that from? He must have went to Mel Farr, the superstar dealer. $2,500 down payment and $450 a month in it. Knew it was a finesse, but loved the car. I have never, ever seen anything that egregious in my entire life. That is insane. Your friend shouldn't even be your friend if they doing something that wild and stupid. That's crazy. Hey, why did Dick Maximus put up their 550? Because he didn't want to get the pop. Says, y'all better listen to time. I'm an evil dude with money, and I'm coming for your car, your house, your woman who gonna have to sell that box to keep the lights on. Get him. Get him. Hey, and the price of the box is going down, so you're going to get a whole discount on that, too. Shout out to you. Shout out to Bilderberg Boy. Says, I have 5 rental homes, only have a small mortgage on one, no credit card debt. I use a prepaid card that builds my credit score, so I'm using my own money. The only debt I have is 3 auto leases. Shout out to Bilderberg Boy. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you to everybody that contributes to the platform. I am going to drop the link in the description. And in the meantime, I want to review this video that somebody sent me from the great Candace Owens, because she said Juneteenth and these fake ass holidays from black people is ghetto and they made up. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel. Candace look a little hot in that picture right there. Listen, don't kill me for it. Don't kill me for it. Candace is looking. I know she's a married woman, but Candace is looking a little tasty. Shout out to KO or CO in the building.
Happy day after Juneteenth, everybody. I hope everybody had a very relaxing day off. Bad news for me. Apparently, I have been banned from the Black community again. I've been told that I am not invited to the various cookouts. And the reason why is because I was tweeting and I said something along the lines of Juneteenth is ghetto and it's made up, and people were very upset about that. And I would like to just right off the bat apologize for what I said, and I'm going to tell you why I do feel compelled to apologize for that tweet. Plus, later on in the show, we're going to be discussing Andrew Tate. He has now been indicted for human trafficking, and the case is kind of crazy. They seem relieved by the indictment. All that and more today coming up on.
Let me fast forward this a little bit. Give me a second.
Missing. We did not drop a new episode, and maybe some of you guys ran to the conclusion that it's because I'm Black and it was Juneteenth and I was out celebrating. But no, actually, I was very sick yesterday, extremely sick yesterday. So I had to actually take a day off. There were no celebrations at my house, nor would there ever be celebrations at my house for Juneteenth. But in my delirium, as I was laying in my bed, I did send out a tweet and I wrote right to the point that the Juneteenth holiday is still ghetto and it's made up. Then I put my phone away. I was coughing up a lung. I was in bed and I came back and I was trending everywhere. And Black America was so mad at me. They were so mad at me. They said that I could not come to the cookout again, that I was not invited. In fact, a lot of people said that Candace is saying this because she hates Black people. Well, right off of the top, I want to apologize for sending that pithy tweet. Had I had known that it would go so viral, I would have put much more effort into it. Unfortunately, what I'm sorry for is the fact that Twitter is so limited in characters. We should be able to say more on Twitter. And I feel like today I can finally say everything that I want to say about why this holiday is ghetto and, in fact, made up.
Candace Owens, let me say this first and foremost, is she's not stupid at all. She is absolutely aware of the fact that she's going to be trending as a result of saying whatever tweet that she says, and then people are going to get mad and triggered and say that she's not invited to the cookout and all of this other type of stuff. She knows what she's doing, and I actually think that it's a smart strategy, and she's committed to it. However, I do think that she is right on most of the things that she then chooses to put out there for the general public to consume. But let's continue with what it is that she had to say.
But the feedback right off the bat, this is why you know that Black people have become increasingly emotional and irrational, accusing me of being racist, accusing me of hating my own skin color because I don't want to celebrate Juneteenth. This is what always happens. If you criticize a Black person, the number one thing that they say is that you're doing it because they're Black. This is what happens after years of sustained BLM messaging. BLM has actually rotted Black American brains. I'm serious. It's a virus in their brains. They can't even think rationally. They don't even think, oh, why would a Black person want to report racistly on another Black person? It defies common sense. They don't have common sense. Just to address their first point, I have spent the better half of last month talking about basically every topic surrounding the perversion that has become so inherent in Pride Month. So much so that my YouTube account was actually banned for it last week. And yes, of course, the majority of people that are leading the Pride March are in fact white. Last week, as another example, I looked over the people that we covered. Megan Fox.
She said her YouTube account was banned for it last month. For Pride Month? But see, and this is why I would say that, you know, this is why I don't like this culture, is because if somebody don't like what you say, then they remove your ability to be able to say or communicate your thoughts, even though you're not hurting anyone as a result of it. How would her account get banned, and why would they do that?
Lance Bass, Conor McGregor, Madonna's daughter, Anthony Bass, baseball player, The Chosen series, and the Pride flag debacle. The Duggar family questioning whether or not it was moral for them to speak out against their family. Quentin Tarantino. I actually had to search and dig deep to see where are the Black people that I've covered on this show. And it turns out that I covered 3 Black people. Jamie Foxx, and this is, by the way, over the last 3 weeks. Jamie Foxx was one of them, and I did not cover him in a derogatory manner. We just discussed the news piece that people are alleging that he had a stroke because he got the COVID vaccine. I then criticized 2 Black people, the first being Lizzo, because I find it perverse that she celebrates being fat all the time. And it is bad messaging when fat is, in fact, the #1 killer in America right now. And Mizzy, the Black TikToker that went viral in the UK for quite literally breaking into people's homes.
I think that possibly one of the reasons why she probably caught a couple L's last week was because her stance on the whole Jamie Foxx thing was based off of the idea that it's a possibility that he could be paralyzed or blind in one eye, according to reports, and based off of what people saying, based off of his possibility of taking a jab. And I don't think that YouTube want to hear that. They don't want to hear your stance on the jab, even after all of these years. And then you criticize Lizzo, and you're going to get criticized all the way. So Black people are very, very sensitive. They're super sensitive when it comes to how they feel and what their thoughts are. So, I don't know.
And recording their reactions. He has since come out and apologized for his behavior. But what was interesting about those two Black people that I covered is that in both instances, I was accused of being a racist. Lizzo, her fans have said, you're only saying something about her weight because she's fat and Black. If she was just fat in another color, we wouldn't be covering this. So then I had to produce content to show them that, no, I cover fat people of all different races. Of course, we've covered fat people that are Hispanic on the show. We've covered that fat man that is literally eating himself to death on YouTube multiple times on the show. But when a Black person, it's got to be because of the color of their skin. And then Mizzy, of course, notoriously went on Piers Morgan, and when Piers Morgan asked him factual questions about the dangerous pranks, quote unquote pranks, that he was committing on other people who had children in the home at the time, walking into somebody's home when they have a small child, Mizzy instantly said, oh, why? Because I'm a Black guy? And Piers Morgan rightfully said, no, it's because you are an idiot, right? So when I cover Black people on the show, I'm typically covering them because they are doing something that is idiotic, not because of the color of their skin. But again, that BLM rot, it takes a while for it to recede. Then there were other people that took issue with the fact that I used the term ghetto. Oh, no. You can't say ghetto and a Black issue, a Black person, or a Black holiday in the sentence unless you are being racist. And this is what they tend to do, right? So they basically say you can't use words like perversity and pedophilia when talking about gay people or lesbians because of the history of the word. And it's somehow homophobic to do that, even when you have a clear case of a gay person that is doing something perverse or pedophilic. They try to ban the words that actually make sense in the context that you were talking about by saying that the word itself is problematic.
Yeah, I've experienced that too. I automatically get certain videos, certain clips, even these live streams a lot of times. If I address subjects that's quote unquote sensitive to the general public, or I use a word in the title, it automatically gets demonetized, flagged, all of that type of stuff. Which that's one of the reasons why we have Fight Club, is that we try to take the leash off so that we can say, or we can enable other people to say kind of what they want to say. We just tell them not to go too far. Don't be making threats or anything like that. But she's absolutely right. Like, we're on platforms. Facebook is 10 times worse. And I don't even know why people are not complaining about Facebook, because Facebook is even worse. Wait a minute. The likes is anemic? Let me politely ask y'all on this Friday. Can y'all please get the likes up? Can you please get the likes up? Is it too much for y'all to hit the like button? I appreciate y'all. But again, it is true that a lot of these platforms, they incentivize you to then tiptoe around what it is that you really think, simply by removing your ability to earn money from it. So
I used the vocabulary words that were at my dispense, right? I was talking about ghetto as an adjective. They knew what I was referring to, the colloquial term of ghetto behavior, because that's what I meant. When people take this day off, when they are celebrating, for whatever reason, they think celebrating Black freedom, it somehow means that they're allowed to get ghetto. So let's address that. Let's just take a look around the United States and see how they celebrated. Here's the first example that we have of how some Black American young children, it looks to be like they're in their teens, tweens, celebrated at a McDonald's. Take a listen.
shout out to Fatty. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly.
Look at these workers.
That's pretty insane. I haven't seen this video. I have not seen this video. That is pretty insane. To think that people are out there absolutely destroying and throwing stuff at workers, and the workers at McDonald's is just sitting there trying not to get hurt, or it is embarrassing. Big Suggs, it is embarrassing. I never seen this video. Y'all gotta start sending me this stuff too. Just send it to me in my email, but that is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. And this is what Juneteenth is. And so, and I guess the question is, why do y'all expect us to just completely ignore it like it's not happening and then not to address it accordingly as a result of it? Look at this.
Kids are now jumping over the register. The workers are hiding. They look like they're terrified. They're now trying to pull the register out. They're kicking the register out. Juneteenth, y'all.
Don't y'all know that most locations don't even take cash like that anymore? Most of it is online ordering or through a kiosk or through the credit card. There's very, very little cash inside of the register. Wow. Wow. That is insane. See, when I see stuff like this, my first instinct is just completely walk away. Go in a completely different direction. Keep driving. Don't even associate myself with it. And every single person in that video, they fit the description. But then we're not supposed to stereotype though, right?
Yep, they've taken the register, and they are now running out of the McDonald's with the register. How's that for a Juneteenth celebration? To be clear, that wasn't all they were up to in Los Angeles. In some places, they weren't stealing registers or looting. They were dancing. Take a look.
How did I miss this? I'm so embarrassed. I'm not even there. I don't even consider myself a part of this culture. I am very, very embarrassed. I have not seen this video prior to reviewing it. I'm very embarrassed. I'm very, very embarrassed. I have not seen that video. I wish I would have got to it before she addressed it. They're on top of the building of the Pizza Hut. Wow. Look at this nonsense.
Nothing says I'm enjoying my Black freedom quite like twerking on top of a Wing Street and Pizza Hut in front of a large crowd. But in other instances, they just went ahead and got violent. Here's what happened in Milwaukee. Take a look.
Oh, there she goes. A scary ending to a day meant for celebration. As thousands were heading home from the Juneteenth festival, chaos broke out in the street.
It's sad. How can we celebrate when it's our own, our children that are doing the shootings?
Hey, shout out to Biden for giving us Juneteenth on my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. But then y'all want to sit here and talk about how it's a celebration of Black people as a result of being released from slavery. This is literally just embarrassing. Let me guess, it's Black men's fault. It's Black men's fault. We got to get these women tamed. We got to get them in order. We got to make sure that they are what they're supposed to be and they doing what they supposed to do. Black man, shout out to Umar Johnson, got to go out there and wrangle these chicks together and get them lives in order. This is Milwaukee, LA, Atlanta, Chicago. I already covered Chicago. Oh, these is y'all people. These are y'all people. Every time you see a gathering, every time I see a large gathering of Black people, I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way, man. I just don't even want to be bothered. I don't want to be associated with. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I am absolutely, positively tired of what it is that I see from this culture. Are y'all exhausted? Do y'all get tired of when your car is broken into or when you go to a gathering, there's a shootout, or a little kid getting executed and massacred, or even the number one album on Apple Music today is Young Thug's Business is Business, or seeing women continue to get unruly and men continue to have kids out of wedlock, and then they have the nerve to come up on our platforms and hold us accountable for us being good people and not doing the shit that's the worst for us. Aren't y'all getting tired of being called lame because you actually want to go to school and you want to study, or your kids getting bullied by other kids in school because they actually got glasses on and they want to sit in the front of the class and talk to the teacher, or when you speak correct English, you called a lame because you know how to talk and you don't spit like this. Aren't y'all tired of these same people that's over here shooting up each other and dancing on Wing Street? Is over in the offices asking for reparations and saying that you need to give us free. Are y'all not exhausted? I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. As fun as it is to make fun of the culture in Chicago, and as much money as I make as a result of all of the clicks and the views that I get on those videos, I cringe sometimes. I know that when I get on Fight Club tonight, there will be a Magilla Gorilla. It's going to be a Magilla Gorilla that jump on the platform and they going to say how Anton is lame and we not going to be cool anymore inside of their community, and they not going to invite us to the black they not going to invite us to the cookout like we wanna go to their cookout. Magilla Gorilla. I got dreadlocks. I don't know how to comb my hair or take care of my kids, but I'm on the internet holding you accountable because you were lame and I don't give a fuck. Are y'all tired? Magilla Gorilla. Are y'all not sick of this shit? Honestly. Yo, Anton, you's a lame motherfucker. Okay, guys. This is me. Okay, guys. Let's all put on our dumb people hat right now. Let's put on our dunce cap. Okay, my homie in the hood, in the street, what you want to talk about to me now? I know you're not going to ask me no questions on how you could be more successful, so let me go ahead and dumb myself down and be a Magilla Gorilla, just like you. And then I'm going to talk your language so you can understand me and I don't diminish your character. What do you want to have? What you want to talk about this time? You know what, Anton, man? I think you was a lame. I think you wasn't getting none when you was coming up, and you was over here, and so you use your money in order to give yourself a little bit more. Watch it happen. Watch it happen tonight on Fight Club. I'm going to go and they're going to be like, oh. Hold on. Let me put on my hot nigga uniform real quick. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me go get the rest of the uniform. I'll be right back. Yo, Anton. Yo, Time Dog. Yo. How can I get my money up, Time Dog? Hold on. Let me go. Yo, Time Dog. How can I get my monies up? Well, guys, you're gonna probably have to start with not having kids out of wedlock. Man, see, use a motherfucking lame, man. You always talking down to us. You always trying to diminish us and make sure that we's ain't stupid. We's from Africa. We's from Egypt. We's the original people. We's the originals. We's over here. These black women is supposed to submit to us. Well, didn't you tell me that the woman that you was with, man, that don't mean nothing. I'm holding these bitches accountable. I got on the uniform, the hot nigga uniform. Am I a real one now? I got my dreads on. I got my wife beater on. Hold on, let me show you the tattoo. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying. Show you the tattoo. Got the tattoo popping. Magilla Gorilla. Let me bring some of y'all up, man. Jesus Christ. I can't, man. I can't, bro. It's too hard out here. It's too hard. Let me put my respectable glasses on so I can see clearly. Let me get y'all up here. I'm sorry. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. I'm sorry, y'all. This is rough out here. It's rough out here. Let me get a couple of y'all up here. I'm going to answer y'all questions. I know that y'all got some thoughts. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Sperling, can you hear me? Can you see me? You look like you frozen, big dog.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Sperling? I'm coming to Bam Bam next. What's going on, big dog?
Man, look, man, just trying to get a hold of you, man. I'm a part of the Bag Chasers.
Shout out to the Chasers in the building.
I'm looking to
Fatty, what up, Fatty? I'm gonna read
in
that
this
super
truck
chat
right now, man.
Yeah, you out there
trying
getting
to
it?
Man, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm trying to pivot to the next level, but I made a move and the market ain't going how it's supposed to be. It ain't going right. So
what you moving in?
Well, I'm from Cali originally, from North Oakland, and I
Too
was living in
expensive
Vegas.
out there.
Of course, I was living in Vegas, so I'm basically relocated to the Midwest. I go through. I basically stay out here, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, etc. I'm with this company right now, though. I came over here because it was an opportunity for me to go owner operator, which would have jumped my income. But with how the market working right now, it ain't gonna really be
truck drivers
profitable
getting
to do
their ass
such.
kicked.
Yeah, I mean,
and y'all still got to take
tough.
them L's on them expenses. Y'all taking L's on repair costs. Y'all getting y'all ass kicked on the rates. Oh yeah. Why you ain't tap in with me? I would have gave you the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I basically got in. I'm not in a bad position because I'm not 100% fully owner operator. Basically, it was if the market was up, he would let me switch over into owner operator, and I had the potential to get the truck. But since it's not, I'm not under any contract or anything, so I can leave and go where I want to go.
Okay.
Or do whatever I want to do.
So what are you thinking? What you thinking?
I'm looking to get into your field. I'm looking to get into content creation, and I'm looking to get into programming. It's hard as heck trying to get into it, being
It's
in
hard as
truck
heck
driving
trying to get into
because
what? It's much harder being a content creator than it is being a developer. I'll tell you that. If
okay,
you're
so
gonna do one at a time, or if you're gonna do all of them at a time, I'm not telling you shouldn't. I'm telling you should, but I want to temper your expectations. Right? It's way harder being a content. When I got into content creation, it's different for me because a lot of people are just discovering me now. Right? So you see thousands of people
right.
in here on a daily basis. You see what happened Thursday night, Wednesday night, whatever. Right? And they say, "Oh, okay. Well, I want to get into content creation." I think you should. When I got into content creation, my goal was to do it for the next 10 years and then see what it turned out to be like. I never had any real expectations to make any money from it. I was going to use it as an opportunity for me to promote myself in corporate America, and then it just kind of took off from there, right? But
Right.
the thing about content creation is consistency, and it's continuously doing, and I put inside of the Patreon a lot of videos to help y'all from a content creation perspective. But I would take a longer
I've seen
term
a couple
view
of
on that. I wouldn't depend on that. You'll have a much easier pathway into cybersecurity, software engineering. You can do that while you're working. And then I also think that if you really, really dedicated enough, you can make that pivot into it.
That's what I was thinking was the programming first. I was looking at some stuff with the new Chat GPT and all of that stuff. It looked like it's some promising stuff going on. So I was looking to pivot into that. I do have my own like consultation training. Well, I would say service. That's what's called MBS Evolution. I was just calling to somebody to talk to him about making an app. I had an idea about creating an app with the service to basically help people be accountable, kind of like using the pulp love method of sorts.
Are you trying to just be an entrepreneur, or are you trying to be an engineer?
Well, I
Two
am
different things.
well,
No. I'm
well, I
talking
am
about with
technically.
regard to these applications and all of that.
No, I was trying to use the applications from my own system, which is called MBS Evolution. Basically,
So you're not trying to become
keeps
a developer,
person
then?
on point. Not if I can. Not if I don't have to. If I have to, I mean, just to
What do
pivot
you
out
mean
of
if you
making.
have to?
If
You're
I
not
can make.
committed? You're not committed?
Well, look, I'm thinking it like this. If I get off this truck, I have more time. This truck is very exhausting.
How
It's
much?
very
How much?
exhausting.
No. Hold on. You got to change your mentality. Either you are gonna do it or you're not, because it's not
Well,
about the
I'm
truck. It's about whether or not you actually committed to it. Like, it just is what
well,
it
I'm
is. Either
committed
you
to
all
it.
the
I
way
tried
in, or
it
you gonna
once
be.
before.
You tried what
I
once
tried it
before?
once before. I tried to go to school. I was going through climb. I was learning this. I don't know if you heard of him. This guy, the Quasi guy. We had a big old suit that we ended up suing him and everything. The whole thing ended up being a scam. But it was kind of like a boot camp. It was like a 6-month boot camp on learning software,
Why you can't just
front
go
end and
to a
back end.
regular community college, get online classes, allocate time every single week to study, and then do that as your shorter term plan, have content creation as your longer term plan, and then in the immediate future you can drive your truck.
Well, because the truck is my main source of income right now, and I'm an OTR
Right.
driver, so I'm
Right.
not local. So I'd have
Okay,
to.
wait.
I'd have to
How
pivot.
many hours a day do you drive?
About 12, 11. 11 is legal, but sometimes it's more longer. My days on average between working out, studying, and other stuff is about 14, 16 hours a day.
You
Hell,
get
I'm
done.
running
You
off
will get
fumes
done
right now.
You will get done what's important to you.
That is true, and I agree completely. I'm looking just to pivot.
When
Basically,
the
you
last
just
when
told me
you
what
got
I
a
need to
wife?
do.
You got a girlfriend? You got a wife?
Yes, I got a wife. She's in the back sleep.
So your wife is rolling with you.
Right now, yeah. I just up and left from Nevada. I'm saving up money right now. I'm gonna move somewhere out in the Midwest, probably Kentucky, North Carolina,
You
somewhere over
got
there.
kids?
My kids are pretty much grown. I
Okay.
mean, yeah,
Gotcha.
my kids. My youngest is 12.
You need
16.
to
Another
take
one's
online
19.
classes. And how many days a week do you drive?
7.
Okay. Yeah, I would take online classes, and I would.
Do they
You
have
keep trying.
something
You
more
keep.
slow?
You
I
keep
gotta
trying
look
to
up
do
something more
shortcuts,
slower
bro.
pace. I'm not trying to
Take
do a
one class
shortcut.
at
I
a
was just
time.
trying to.
Take 1 or 2 classes at a time. You ain't got to go full time.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Why do
probably
you?
do
Why do you
that
got
then.
to do
That
it?
does.
Listen. 5-year plan, software engineer. 10-year plan, content creator. Immediate use of trying to, immediate future. You need to pay your bills right now, and you got a decent
Right.
source of income to keep yourself afloat until you get to the 5-year and the 10-year plan. Stop trying to do everything immediately. Why are you trying to do everything right now? That's
Well, I
how
was
people get
trying to
caught
do
up in these
everything right
scams,
now.
these boot camps, and all of this other type of stuff. You don't have to do
Yeah.
everything immediately. Just have the 5-year, 10-year, and lower your lifestyle so that you're not dependent on your income so much in order to be able to survive.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. I was looking for something that was way cheaper because the rent's even going up in Nevada now. I was paying like $1,700 for a 2-bedroom apartment out there. So
That's
that's why
about
I'm
what it's
looking
gonna
to
go
move
for.
more. Yeah, that's crazy. It wasn't like that when we first moved out there.
Yeah, but it's called
That's
inflation.
it.
And when everybody else go out
Yeah,
there, then that's the market goes up based
that
off of the
makes it
fact that
even
everybody
worse.
else want to be there. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, also I'm looking forward to doing that pitch with you too because like I said, I did have my own consultation company that I'm looking to open up, which helps people develop all aspects of their life that I've used coming from a very extreme background um, of abuse in all different categories, and
All right, we'll talk about it.
basically I've healed. Yeah, I got myself out of that, so. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, basically just slow and steady. I'm 5 years through my 10-year plan anyway, so I'm halfway through. I already made it thus far with my 5-year plan. So
Congratulations,
this
my
will be
friend,
the
but you
other
got to stay
5 year.
focused, and you can't take shortcuts to success. There are no shortcuts.
You ain't lying. I ain't took no shortcut. I ain't been able to.
All right, my friend, I appreciate you for calling in, big dog.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you, big dog.
I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Let me come to Bam Bam, then I'm gonna come to Harv right after that. Bam, give me a thumbs up. What's up, Bam?
What's good, my guy? How you doing, man?
Chilling, my friend. What's the word?
Oh man, it's blessed, man. I actually joined your Patreon. I rock with you, man. You like the LeBron James of this thing in here. You run the
Oh,
clean
that's a
ship.
big compliment, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, you run the clean ship, man. I really like the way you rocking out with your wife, your daughter, your business. Like, it's honorable.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. What are your thoughts? You got a question for me?
Now, I just really tapping in, just to check in and see some steps I can take to level up. I got a couple businesses, me and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I work a day job. I do utilities. I build subdivisions and stuff.
Okay, that's dope.
But we also own our business, Trash It, and we got a real estate business.
What's the real estate business?
We wholesale and we buy and hold.
Buy and hold what? Single family
properties.
homes?
We're buying a trailer park right now, actually, in North Carolina.
Okay. So you're buying a trailer park?
Yeah, we're buying a trailer park, but we have 2 single family homes right now.
Okay. So are you cash flowing those homes?
Right now, no, because I live in one and I got the other one is still being worked on.
So you just recently bought them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then how much did you buy the other home for?
$70,000.
And then what
this
about
one I bought for 70, and the other one was 30. But the other one it needs a lot.
Did you buy them in a good location?
I bought them in a place called Albemarle. It's like 40 minutes from Charlotte. It's an up and growing city. It's like it was at about 15,000 for the population. Now it's growing real big. But they built a new college campus right here in town, so it's jumping now.
What about the business? Tell me about that.
We own a business called Trash It, where we do junk removal and we do clean outs and stuff for foreclosures, and we do a bunch with realtors and just clean up
How's that
trash,
going?
and we do demo. It's going good. This is the first year in, and we grossed about $40,000 already part-time, just doing it on the weekends.
What about the net? What about after your expenses?
After expense, we about at 37 because we haven't bought anything. We just rent U-Hauls and stuff.
So basically the business model. Well, wait. You said after rent is 37. Mm-hmm. So your expenses for the whole business is only $3,000?
About $3,000-$4,000 because we haven't done anything but rent U-Hauls. We're trying to buy a truck. That's all we've been saving.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. But one problem that I see with your business is that you don't have enough write-offs.
Yes, sir.
You don't have enough expenses that you can justify on paper as a write-off, which would then reduce your taxes. So that's one. But one thing that I want to say is it sounds like you got a lot going on. How come you're not singularly focused on the business that you already got popping off, the Trash It business, and growing that, but you're trying to do too much at one time?
The real estate business was first. Trash It became we were thinking like a vertical integration, kind of building onto the real estate business because me and my wife, we've been married since high school. We got 4 kids, so that's why I still keep
Oh,
my
snaps.
regular job.
Congratulations. How long you been married?
Thank you. We've been married for nine years, and we've been dating since 9th grade.
Sheesh.
We got a 17-year-old, a
17-year-old.
Yes,
You don't
sir.
even
We
look
had a
that
kid
old,
in 9th
bro.
grade. I'm 32, but we had a kid in 9th grade, and I just said, well, time to man up.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And we got my daughter's 9.
You got
and we got twin
y'all had a kid in
5-year-olds.
9th grade. Y'all was going to school together.
Yes, sir.
So y'all still stayed in school through 9th grade, even though y'all had a kid.
Yes, sir. My mama kept the kid because she said she wasn't gonna let a kid make us, lose our future. So we all lived together and kept grinding.
Well, listen. First and foremost, I just want to salute you for taking care of your responsibilities, staying true, and holding it down. How's the kid?
Oh, my kids are great, man. My son plays quarterback for his high school team. He's 17. We're looking at his next path. He's leaning towards entrepreneur, but he's still thinking about, if he should go to college or not.
Tell him to go to community college.
That's what I try to tell him. You don't need to get a big go pay a big tuition somewhere just to
Tell
learn
him
the
to
same
start
thing.
off at community college, and he can go through his general requirements, and then if he, tell him to go into a STEM field, and then tell him to transfer after 2 years, after he get his associates, and then he could probably get a couple certifications along with that, and then he only have to do 2 years in a major university in order to get his bachelor's.
Okay, that's for sure. Like I said, he a good kid. And we got my daughter, she 9, and we got our twin boys, they 5.
You done?
They were born. Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm so done. Man.
Well, listen. For the business, I think that I would focus more on the business than I do the real estate because it sounds like that's where you're generating the majority of your income. I would be more focused on growing that than spending more time on the real estate stuff. The real estate is the long-term game. That's where you go to park money, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking to buy it and hold it, that's where you go to park money.
Yeah, we made a lot of money in it wholesaling our first little bit of time.
Well, I'm not talking about the wholesale part of it because the wholesale don't cost you no money, right?
Yes, sir.
But I'm talking about as far as you investing and throwing your money into a location. That's a completely different game. That's a whole nother ball game.
You want the phone? You want to? Excuse me.
Okay, wifey. I see you, wifey. Yeah, the real estate game is a bigger game. That's a much bigger play.
All right, for sure. And we also just started our YouTube page. We started
Shout it out. Give the people your YouTube page.
The Marriage Mixtape.
Marriage Mixtape. All right, the Marriage Mixtape is a YouTube page. Make sure y'all go and check out the YouTube page. Listen, Bam, I'm going to kick it with you later. Hey, send me a message in the Patreon. We're going to kick it, bro.
Yes, sir, for sure, man. I appreciate the chance to rock out with you for a little bit.
Thank you, my friend. I'm coming to Harv, and then I'm going to come to Marcus. Harv, give me a thumbs up, big dog.
What up?
Shout out to my people on the road out here in these streets. What up, Harv?
Everything good. It's been a minute since I caught you. You can hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you phenomenal. You a New York guy?
Yeah, I know I spoke with you like in the summertime. I was over the road, and I was talking about those cashiers at McDonald's and Subways.
Mm-hmm.
Super bad, all that. I don't know. You might not remember.
Yeah,
but,
what up, though, Harv? How you feel, man?
I got to tap into the bag chasers, but I do want to say I like the pivot that you made. A lot has changed with your platform since the summertime.
Yeah.
Definitely for the better. But the lane that you created, I like what you're doing right now because it has a bit of seriousness, a little bit of everything. Your interviewing skills is dope. I'm like, all right, yo, he done stepped it up since the summertime.
I'm working, man. I'm improving every day just like y'all, man. I'm doing what I can do, bro.
Yo, it's funny, yo. My father just, him and his wife been in Detroit, Michigan for about a year now. He just moved from New York. They got a house out there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do the bag chasers, but specifically with you because you know the layout a little more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you smoke cigars, but I'm really into cigars. And the cigar community in Atlanta is second to none.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty big down there. Every time I go down to Atlanta, some of the chasers down there, they hit me off with some cigars.
Yeah, so I'm actually one of the hat guys out here in Atlanta. I've been doing this since maybe 2017, late 2016, maybe 2017. So I was one of the first to like customize the fedoras with all the feathers and the cards and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I don't really get into yeah, I still do it if it's requested like custom, but I'm more like Apple Jacks, Newsboys, Page Boys, like the Peaky and the Blinder hats. I don't know what y'all call them in Detroit,
Yeah.
but we call them Big Apples,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm real big in the fall and
What you
winter
know
time.
about Peaky? What you know about Peaky Blinders, bro?
Well, bro, listen, I think I might have sent you a request, but if anything, I'll DM you or something so you can
Okay.
check my hat and everything out.
Yeah.
So basically, I was calling in because you had that truck driver that called in, and if he's listening, I want to tell you, brother, be mindful of what you speak on yourself because
Yeah, that's
over
true.
hearing you, I kept hearing, "Oh, I can't do this," or "This is hard," and yo, bro, this is coming from a over the road drive. I'm local now,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to make time for myself for the different things I'm into. So even like right now, we in the month of June. I'm already preparing for the fall for my hats.
Yep.
I never went LLC with it. It's just been a hustle.
Why?
So
You need to.
yeah, I don't have like a mentor and all that kind of stuff as far as
You
business
need to get the
concerned.
structure of it, bro. I think you could be missing out on an opportunity because then you'll be sitting and watching somebody on Instagram. I dropped a video inside of the Patreon about being able to market your products more effectively. A lot of times, it's not that we don't know, it's not that we don't have the information, it's just that we're not intentional with our time to actually nurture the thing that we really great at, right? If you got this thing that you great at and you got this business, really it's just a matter of putting all of the other pieces around it to make it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we get so caught up in everything else that we got going on outside of work. You might just have to make a little bit of a sacrifice in a time, take a couple hours a day, and dedicate yourself to putting all of the other pieces around it. You know what I'm saying? The marketing, make sure that you send it out to get that influencer marketing. I talked a lot about influencer marketing and how you can use that to leverage to market your products on the last video that I dropped in the Patreon. I even brought somebody that I interviewed that does influencer marketing, and you need to tap into that so that you can make that more effective in your area and stuff like that. A lot of times we just need the structure, the infrastructure around us in order to make us successful. So I don't think that you need to forego doing the hats. I think that you need to go full steam ahead, but you're just going to have to get the fundamentals and the other things around it to make it go.
Yeah,
Get your Shopify platform. You can even leverage AI. A lot of times they got technology now where you can let people try on the hats without actually ever having to use the hat through an application. It's a lot of things that you can use in order to propel yourself. And it's easier to make the sale because you're just making it easier for people to access your products. And you can just market it more effectively. But if you don't market it, you don't even have to be the face of it. You could just you can be the person that put the pieces together and it can go. But if you got a great idea and you already understand how to put it together, it's just knowing how to add all of those little things around it to make it go, bro.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's been taking me a little while with a few things personally. I've been having a hard time with separating the business from personal because to me it was always more personal. It never was. Well, even now it's not really about the money, even though I make money with it. But it was
it's
more or
always
less
about
like,
the money. Man, let me tell you something, bro. Right now, I'm gonna tell you what the biggest problem I see with black guys. That's great. That's awesome. That make money, and got great ideas and got great talent. The biggest problem I see with black guys is that we stay in that hustler lane.
Yes.
We stay hustlers. And as long as you're thinking like a hustler, you'll never be able to make the transition over into being a businessman. Right?
That's what I'm dealing with.
Hustlers always going to be able to get money. But businessmen know how to put that structure around them to allow them to get rich. And that's the difference. Once you transition from that mentality over to being from a hustler to a businessman, you're going to take off, bro.
Yo, and it's funny you said that because I've heard that several times. And like even now, people will hit me like, "Yo, Harvey, you're not doing that for the summer." And I'm like, "Nah, I like the wool. I like I like the wool, fall and like winter material."
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not big on the fedoras. I don't really dress like that in my normal day to day. But I like the newsboy, page boy, Applejack vibe because it's not something that you really go out looking for as a man. If you see him and women buy him too, but for me, it's more like and like I said, dealing with the personal and separating it. I like the hand-to-hand transaction. Like I
Yeah.
like being able to tell somebody something, and like you talking about the hustling aspect and being able to, I guess you could say, upgrade my hustle. But
Remember this. Remember this. It's not about what you like. It's about what the customers are buying.
yes, 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 and I know over the holidays, this past holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas season, I got off the road from being an OTR driver, so I'm local now. And speaking out to the other driver, he seems like he's interested in doing a lot of different things. You got to get off the road though, bro, because you got to make time. Like right now, I'm 15 minutes away from my house, right?
Well,
I'm
the
not going
problem with a lot of
to
these guys is that they become addicted to the money, and then they up their
yeah,
lifestyle that then requires them to have to stay on the road. You're not supposed to up your lifestyle. But here's the thing, hey bro, listen, hit me up, man. Do you got a link for people to be able to go on and check out your stuff, Instagram, anything like that?
yeah. Well, and it's private too, and that's another thing. It's private, but
Why
I
is
got
it
a bunch of
private?
photos. I know, bro. I know. But my hat fashion page on Instagram is I am Harv HARV Styles STYLES. So I am Harv Styles, and it's
Y'all
my
go
hat
and hit up
fashion.
Harv Styles and y'all tell me what y'all think and tell me if I need to be getting on him about pushing himself and getting himself off of private and all of that.
Yeah.
All right, Harv, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna kick it with you later, big dog. All right, bro. Oh shoot, I lost somebody by mistake. Man, I lost somebody by mistake. I'm gonna bring up Zion real quick. Zion, give me a thumbs up. Well, hold on first. Hold on, Zion. I'm gonna come to you shortly. I got to get Marcus up here because I had made a mistake and lost Marcus. What up, Marcus?
Oh, what's going on, Anton?
What's up, my friend? How you feel?
Only got a few minutes. I'm about to walk into work. I'm over here at Starbucks about to get my latte before I go in. But I just
Okay.
had a tip for anybody who was trying to get into a tech role. If you not go really go the route that you want them to go, I know a lot of people they just don't have it in them to like put in that 4 to 5 years like that.
Yep.
But you could get into a company and just take a different role. Like if they have like a logistics department or something like that, and tell them that you're into tech or that you do systems admins, things like that. And while you're at work, on your off time, you could be taking programs or classes online. Like I know Harvard has a free computer science course you could take courses like that, and in due time, when it's 6 months or a year, you're already at the company. You could be a shoe-in to get a job. That's actually how I got my job. I'm a clinical informatics specialist at a tech company,
Shout out
a
to you, big
healthcare
dog.
company. So, and I'm out here in
We
the Bay Area.
appreciate the information too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So that's a good way to get in, and I pretty much doubled my income doing that within a year. So if anybody, I wouldn't say it's like a cheat to get in, but that's like a good way to like, if you want to work at a company and do tech, look for a small tech company or something like that. It might not be like a huge company, but they all, to me, they pay the same. I say that much,
Get that
especially out in the
bag.
Bay.
We appreciate the insight. Go
Yeah.
get your latte, boy.
All right, man. I'll see y'all.
All right, big dog. Thank you for the insight, bro. I'm gonna bring you up, Zion. Give me the peace sign real quick. Give me a quick peace sign. All right, cool. I appreciate it. What up, Zion?
What up, Antoine?
Slow motion, my friend. How you feel?
Uh, I feel like I need an ass kicking to be honest.
Why? What you done did, Zion? Zion? Who you didn't? Whose lunch money you took today, bro?
Nah, it's not what I did. It's what I didn't do.
What
All
didn't
right,
you
so
do?
so let me give you a little backstory real quick. I sent you an email already, but I'm 31. I have sickle cell. I've been raised by women most of my life,
Oh
but
nope, Zion. We not doing it.
I no. I'm laying down the foundation right now.
Well,
My
I
mom.
see Victim Olympics in your future
Nah,
already.
not even. My mom passed 5 years ago. So, before my mom passed, I was a huge simp. after my mom passed, I got into the red pill community. I needed a change in mindset. The change in mindset came. However, now I just need more of a push to doing to be on my purpose. I've been told most of my life, because I got sickle cell, you need to relax, not go as hard. But nah, I feel like I need to go harder. I understand I have sickle cell crisis and stuff like that that hold me back, but I want to go harder. I don't want to sit at home playing video games all day collecting SSI. I'm trying to get out there on the field and become something and do something with my life. So that's why I need that ass kicking.
Well, it's got to be a balance, though. I tell you what, you on Instagram?
I have an Instagram, yes.
DM me.
Okay.
And then send me another email so that I can have it at the top of my inbox, and I'm going to look for you, okay? Because this is a conversation. I need more context. I need more details of what your life is like. I need to understand what your day is. I need to see what your calendar like, all of that, in order for me to be able to. And this is not a conversation that I want to have online, because I don't want all of your personal business out there. So send me a DM and send me an email, and then we'll deep dive into it.
I am most deaf, but I don't mind, having my business out there. That's the whole reason why.
No. It'd be a lot of people watching my platform. Trust me, bro.
All right, I got you. I'll send you an email and an IG message.
Okay, bet. All right, my friend. All right, listen, y'all. Good show. Phenomenal week. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed what it is that we talked about today. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Thank you to everybody that support, everybody that called in. I'm about to read the super chat shortly. Make sure you get that Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. If you're not a part of the Patreon, you're missing out. You really are missing out. Let me read some of the super chats, and then we're going to get you up out of here. Chike Auto LLC said, I bought a 2016 Acura $7,500 cash, 85,000 miles. No. Shout out to you. Also said 2016 Acura MDX. Ain't that the SUV? That's a pretty good car. Appreciate you. Shout out to the big podcast. Says Juneteenth. That's what I don't care about. Candace is a GOAT troll. Shout out to you. Fatty is in the building, y'all. Fatty said Xmas is a made-up holiday too. She just pandering to her base. You're wrong, Fatty. You're wrong. It's not a made-up holiday. Christmas is not necessarily to say that is the birth of Jesus. I mean, the death of Jesus or the birth of Jesus is there to celebrate Jesus's life. And you have to be a believer. That's why you made it Xmas. We call it Christmas. Fatty, I'm looking forward to having some interesting conversations with you tonight on Fight Club and probably next week. Because I think I'm going to give Q Monday off, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a replacement show somehow. We'll talk. I'll figure that out. But thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, Fatty. He also said, this is child abuse. You don't talk about your stepson like that. Let me call CBS real quick. Shout out to Fatty for supporting the platform. I was watching him cook up the other day on his platform, talking about different things, especially when he was reacting to what was going on the Monday night show. So shout out to Fatty. At least, listen, we both have stepsons. It just so happened to be the same person. Slim Tebow. Peace and time. Would you ever consider bringing Candace Owens to the bathroom? We got the don't do coke in the bathroom sign over there. That's what he's talking about. For a conversation, I believe it would be a great look. I would love to have Candace Owens on the platform. I know somebody that know her, but you're not just easily getting Candace Owens at the level that she at right now on a platform without pulling some strings. So I'll see what I can do. I can leverage some resources to make sure that I try to get her here. Will the Trill says, I'm a new chaser. Shout out to the chasers. I appreciate your knowledge, and I want to run a business. Would like your insight. Send me a message on the Bag Chasers on Patreon, and I'll definitely answer your question, and then we'll go from there. Also, let me give a shout out to Brock. He gonna throw the 6 ball up there so we can give him the Glocker Spaniel. Shout out to Brock, says pass a love offering. Hashtag stop the pop. I'm gonna put on Monday, I'm gonna put a poll of whether or not y'all want me to keep the pop or stop the pop. We'll see. Shout out to Shy. Says Ty the trucker needs to watch a video about cutting corners. Yeah, I agree. I did drop a video inside of there that's talking about cutting corners and stuff. But we'll get there. Everybody is at a different space in their life, so we got to be compassionate at the same time that we being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zeno. The Sand is in the building. I appreciate you. Said Anton always delivering. Got to make sense. Get up with me, Anton. I'm ready for the bag. I'm heavy into CC and more. Currently looking into making business move. New to the Patreon, the bag chaser, the community. Hashtag shout out to my dog Zeno. I appreciate you, big dog, for holding me down. Also, young gladiator says, would you agree with buying a new car if you Uber to pay the note? No, I don't. I think that if you are going to drive Uber, then you need to be using a car that's already paid for. That has pretty much gotten all of its depreciation out of it. I don't think that you should buy a new car in order to pay for itself and then get Uber, because you're not accounting for the true cost of what is really taking to drive that car. You're not talking about your time, the maintenance expenses, depreciation, mileage, tires, all of that type of stuff. And so I don't think, Jamal said the pop is growing on him. I don't think that you should buy a car to Uber. I think that you can use a car that is already paid for and has gotten most of the depreciation out of it in order to make some extra money on Uber. But I would not buy a car in order to Uber. And that's a good question. Thank you for the question. Also, my dog, Bam Bam Lynch, is in the building. Said, I really appreciate you and can't wait to link with you again in the future. Keep representing us real men. Thank you, Bam Bam, for holding me down on a platform. I appreciate y'all. It is Friday. Friday. Where's that song? Let me go and find that song. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got to find the Friday song. Give me a second. Hold on. I got y'all. I need to get y'all afternoon or y'all weekend started off right. And in order for me to do that, I got to give y'all one of my favorite historical internet songs of all time. And it is from a woman named Rebecca Black. That's enough. That's enough for the Friday. Enough for the Friday. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Rebecca Black. A lot of y'all not familiar with that. That's a little bit before your time. The internet has been around for a long time. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to Teach Hanley, sponsor of the live stream. Let me get a couple more. Brock says, I'm voting right now. Stop the pop. I'm voting don't stop the pop. See that? We 1 for 1. We are 1 for 1. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You guys make this stream incredibly enjoyable and insightful to be able to have. Shout out to Bam Bam Lynch with the last minute super chat in the building. Bam Bam says, how can I get on Fight Club and appreciate the subs? Just come on. It's a link in the description. I think it's called This Is Fight, or just Google it, or not even Google it. Put it in YouTube. This is Fight Club. Fight Club started at 11:45 p.m. Eastern, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we get it popping. I'm expecting to see everybody there. Y'all got to put y'all big boy pants on Fight Club because there is a no holds bars thing that's popping out here in these streets. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make this absolutely enjoyable in order for us to continue to kick it, do what we do, and do some absolutely phenomenal, great things. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I got my dog Brock over here. He said, again, stop the pop. We love the pop, Brock. Ooh, bars. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all tonight on Fight Club. Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all. I absolutely love y'all. Thank y'all.